these leaves. Oh, frick. I really need to do some dusting. I'm gonna show you what is in the July box. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. This morning I am going to be doing some plant chores. I feel like I've got a decent amount of stuff that I need to get through, and I thought it'd be fun to bring y'all along with me. And yeah, that's the gist of it. It's another hot day here in the UK, which I kind of love, but it gets really warm in our home, so it's a bit odd. But anyways, that's what's happening today. So if you've got some plant chores to do for yourself, grab your watering can, grab a couple things to repot, and we can do them together. So yeah, before I get into it though, I want to say if you're new here and you don't know me already, hi, my name is Emma and I make houseplanting content all over the internet. So if you want to follow along with my houseplanting journey and maybe learn something along the way, stick around, watch some more of my videos, and subscribe to my channel. And if you're not new here, welcome back. Let's just dive straight in. So I think the first things first, I have a package here from Ladybird Plant Care. It is my normal subscription that I buy of predatory mites. I get 50 packs of predatory mites each, I think it's every 6 weeks or so. And so it is time to go around and switch out the old ones for the new ones. It's just so many, but I feel like it is more so the right number for my collection. I think I should probably get more because this doesn't really cover the office, but alas. Also, these ones are predatory mites for thrips specifically, not spider mites, because I feel like I can tolerate spider mites. Not tolerate, but I feel like I can deal with them easier, but thrips I just struggle with way more. So let's put these throughout. There's just so many. But yeah, I guess we can start in the cabinet. I also have watering I need to do, and I need to repot a couple things. It's gonna be a lot, but start off with this and we can kind of pull things as we need. I desperately need to water the cacti and succulents in my cabinet. I completely missed doing them last month. I try and do it at the beginning of each month, like within the first week, but I was away the first week of July, and so I just didn't do this. But now that we are coming to August, I mean, it's time. Because it's so warm today though, I don't know if I have the capacity within me to bring all of these to the kitchen. So one thing I've done in like more recent times when I've been feeling lazier about my cacti and succulents is I've just made sure that all of them have some sort of tray underneath them within the cabinet, except for this one here. But I've pulled out one of my plastic takeaway containers to see if I can try and get it to fit into the magnetic shelf, so then the ones in here can have a tray. Oh my goodness, that fits freaking perfectly. Look at that. Like, tell me that it is not perfect. And then I can put these guys back in and they'll have a tray. So when I water them, the water won't go everywhere. That is genuinely so satisfying. So, ding. And then that succulent, which is massively exfoliated, but has got some babies on there. I don't know if you can see those. Yeah, look at those babies sprouting off. So like it's not terrible, but it's not great either. So now everything I think in here has a little tray underneath it. Let's put this back without stabbing myself. And I can grab my watering can and just blitz this with some water and then let things soak for a little while, let it get really absorbed by the semi-hydro, and then dump out the reservoirs at the end. I feel like that's the easiest option, but to be honest, I feel like most of it just ends up getting soaked up. So let me grab my watering can. The real question though is, do I fertilize or do I just like let it be? I don't know. I feel like because I didn't water last month, it'd probably be better to not, just in case. Yeah, I'm gonna not for now, and that's fine. I don't need to fertilize with every water with these. In theory, some people suggest you don't even fertilize your cacti at all because it makes their growth kind of grow like uneven. They'll grow really fast, but not like amazingly. So like it'll just be like wonky growth as opposed to like nice straight cacti growth. So it's fine. Also, this looks like pest damage. So weird. So tell me that doesn't look like thrips damage on there. With all those like brown spots. They look like poop spots from thrips. There we go. Found one. I didn't realize cacti and succulents get thrips. So you can see. Oh yeah, there. Sorry, I'm shaky, but there's a thrip. There's another one. I don't know really how to deal with thrips on cacti. Because I feel like it's not the same. Part of me just wants to bin this one. Like, I don't feel like I need it. Because also, I'm pretty sure my golden barrel here has had thrips. Because this one's got all this, like, rusty colored damage on it throughout. I'm tempted to just throw these two out. I don't know where to put them that's safe. I'm gonna go run them to the kitchen and then I can check over the rest of these, but I don't really see damage on the rest of these. I mean, it doesn't mean it's not there, but I'll give them like a thorough check. So I'm just gonna let these things sit and soak for a little while and carry on with some other stuff, and we can empty them out in like a couple hours or something when they have like absorbed some more of the water and like really look hydrated again. Like at least the semi-hydro should look hydrated again. But yeah, I think it'll be absolutely fine. The one thing I do have to take out of here though is this one. It's like a minefield with all these spikes, but I failed. I failed at propagating this variegated euphorbia ghost. It just, oh, it's moldy down the bottom. Fun. Basically, I don't know what happened. It got like dry rot or something because it already had roots when I originally got it. And so I potted it up and I thought it'd be absolutely fine, but it was starting to rot, so I chopped it, let it callus over for a little while and popped it into some soil to root, and I think I just didn't, like, I put it back in the cabinet, which was, I think, my mistake because I wasn't in here as frequently as I needed to be to make sure that this one was getting watered while it was rooting. So I'm left with this crisp here, which is unfortunate. So it is what it is. I will try again another day, but I feel really bad because someone sent me this and it is a wish list plant, so I'm just like, it is my fault. So, a couple things for the bin. And then I am gonna do these as well, just because I feel bad about it, but at the same time, I can't be bothered with having thrips in that cabinet. And I know I could reuse this semi-hydro, but I'm feeling too lazy to set it aside. I can reuse this though. Another thing I want to do is with my Mitchelletiana, which is doing phenomenally, by the way. I mean, look at these leaves. They're not like overly huge, but they're pretty big, and it is just so happy in the spot it's in right now, and I am loving it. But you can see I've kind of got it, like I've got this stake that's in there okay, and it's just wrapped around with some computer velcro, but I have a new gadget kind of thing. I mean, I don't know if you can call it a gadget, but I've got a new item that could potentially make this situation look a little nicer. Okay, so this is my fun gadget. I mean, I've had these for a minute, so it's not like these are like brand new or anything, but I've just not taken the time to put them in. But basically, it is an acrylic octopus looking thing. I have to peel this plastic off. It's not gonna have this print on it. It'll be clear. And these stakes that you put in, and you put this on, find the hole. You put this on here like that, and then you put the branches of the plant, or the stems of the plant, in these little things, and it basically does the same thing as that, but it's clear. And so you basically don't see it, which I'm kind of keen on, because let's see what happens when I take this out. I mean, to be honest, it's not terrible at the minute. Sometimes it is really bad and it will like fully flop over, and that's why I put the stake in. But I also need to remove some of these leaves. This one can be removed as well. Oh, frick. I've just noticed thrips damage. I mean, it's obviously not affecting the plant too badly, but actually, there's some little thrip larvae and poop and eggs. So I'm just gonna squash that. I'll have to have a look over the whole plant. To be honest though, like if that's the only damage on this whole leaf and the whole plant, I'm kind of okay. Is that bad? I don't see any adult, oh there, never mind. She says finding an adult thrip. And of course they're like the annoying black ones. Like, it's weird because this plant is growing so well at the minute. Like, I would never think that it might even possibly have pests, because it is doing phenomenally. Like, I feel like there's not really anything I can do about it, so I'm just kind of gonna leave it, which is not the best, but I don't really feel like I have other options with it. I just need to like keep an eye on it. But so before, a lot of the growth was growing sort of down like that, and so that's why I originally staked this up. But I think now that it's growing in a spot where the light is above it, because apparently alocasias really love when the light is above them, and they'll grow better when the light is above them. Also, sorry I'm sweating, it's like 1,000,000,000 degrees today. Well, we definitely need to keep the predatory mites on there. That is for sure. Let me see if I can get this plastic, this off. See, it's like basically invisible, which is awesome. Also, I'll link these down below because they are really cool. They're from Etsy, from someone called Bearded Botanists. And they're also the ones that make, in the UK, those acrylic iridescent trellises. So, do with that information what you will. I kind of want to put this like in the middle as possible. I don't even know if I feel like I'm not going to be able to even get it in here. Ah, okay. No. And then we can put you there. Oh, don't hurt that leaf. And then we can kind of put the branches into excuse me, stop tying yourself in knots. Like that. I mean, it doesn't look like much has changed. Like, ideally I would do it a little bit higher, I think. But it's kind of only as strong as how deep I can put it inside, because these ones are still very floppy. But it does look better than before. Like, you can't even really see the mechanism for it being held up, which I much prefer. So I think we'll just have to stick with that for now and keep an eye on this one. I really don't fancy treating it. I think I'm just gonna keep an eye on it, which feels like a weird thing to say when I've literally just found thrips on it, but I honestly think that is my best bet. I'm just gonna put this kind of like directly underneath there so the little predatory mites can get to as many of them as possible. I also desperately need to refill this because it is fully empty, so let me grab some water if I don't fully die. Just give it some liquid. Oh. And I also have a smaller one of these as well, just because I wanted to see both sizes, but I feel like the smaller one would be too small for this. I do wish these canes were a little bit longer though, because then I could put it higher up and like maybe have it in sort of this sort of zone. That would be my ideal, but I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. So I've got another small one of these for a different plant at some point. I don't know which one right now. I don't feel like any of them really desperately need it right now, so I'm just gonna hang on to this. But we can put this back in its spot and I was gonna say ignore the thrips, but I think we might not ignore them. Like, I have gone and squished any of them I saw, which isn't ignoring them, but I am just gonna put it back where it goes because I don't really have room to put this like elsewhere in my home. It's kind of a big plant. I am also just going to quickly inspect the plants in this zone just to make sure that they don't also have thrips. Oh. Do you see that one little crawling around? That... I only just got rid of the flat mites on my polyneura. I don't want it to have thrips. I mean, honestly, that's the only damage I can see. So, like, I kind of feel like we're okay. I think, so this is the only damage that I've seen that's thrip damage. So I think I'm actually just gonna remove this leaf in case there's eggs on it, because I feel like that is the most likely place for them. And so if I remove that, then anything that's like currently gonna hatch out of this won't. Or like if it hatches, it'll hatch in the bin, which is a much better place for thrips than on my plants. That's annoying. Well, it's like I knew I had thrips in this room. I did know that because my Repotting tetrasperma has thrips, so it's like it's not new news. I'm hoping my Lepismium bolivianum doesn't, because my last Lepismium bolivianum died of thrips. So I would kind of love for this to not have them. Because it's like super duper difficult to catch them in jungle cacti. Because I feel like they just hide. Because there's like so many places to hide in this plant. Like off the top of my head, I'm not seeing any. It doesn't mean they're not there, but I'm not seeing any, which is kind of good. There's a dead one in there. What about my Repotting cursiva? It's like, it's doing really well now. I genuinely don't see any damage on this one either. Maybe on my Manjula. I feel like they do kind of love pothos, so. It doesn't look like it, which is really, really good. So that is muy bueno. Okay. So while this is really annoying that I have noticed thrips, like I kind of think it's okay. It sounds really weird because I feel like several years ago, when I was quite like new at all of this, I would have flipped the frick out. But right now, like I'm feeling fine about it. Which, I don't know, it's really weird. I feel like it comes with time and experience where you just get to a point where you kind of accept that having pests is part of having plants. Like it's just what happens. And you can do your best to try and get rid of them and keep an eye on them, but none of my plants seem to be doing that poorly. And I know that's like last words or whatever, famous last words, but as long as I keep an eye on them and make sure that the problem doesn't like get out of hand, so like get to be a big infestation, I think I'm okay. It's weird. So anyways, I'm gonna put the Mitchellsiana back because like I'm pretty sure this is the happiest my Mitchellsiana has ever been in its entire life. And so if it's happy and got a couple thrips on it, like it's not the end of the world. That's just, it's fine. Put you back. It's just like I've totally filled up this zone, and because all of these plants are growing so well, it's just like fully blocked off now. Because even normally, I moved this to film this part, but this lives right there, which is also growing really, really well. My mistletoe cactus. Oh, I should actually flip it the other way around, because I'm trying to get this side to grow better. So I also desperately need to repot my Black Pagoda lipstick plant again, because I know I repotted it the other day, but I put it high up on a shelf and I just like heard it crashingly fall over the other day, and like it was spilled all over my chair. And so I feel like I need to repot it again and kind of get it really set in there, as well as put it in a heavier pot than this one because it is a plastic pot. And so I kind of want to put it in something ceramic just to hold it down, I guess, just because it is so, like, it is so top heavy right now. I think just because these vines need to go more downwards, and it's like massively dehydrated. So let's go repot this thing. Ah, I should probably have pulled out a potting mat for this, but I just totally haven't. You can see that this is what was in the old pot, and then this is all the soil that was just put in addition to it. I'm kind of tempted to go bigger to hold it down more. Do you think that's a good idea? I mean, by the time you answer that, I will have already done whatever I'm doing. But maybe, I feel like I need to rehydrate this. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to repot it in this. Yeah, see, that's how unstable it is. I'm going to repot it in this. And then I'm going to bottom water it, which I don't normally do with my plants. I don't know why I don't bottom water. It just isn't something that I tend to do that often. But when something is like super duper dehydrated and I feel like it needs to sit for quite a while, it's best if you bottom water. So let me grab a vessel and we can watch this bad boy soak up some water. Look at that. It's just floating in there. Soak. Okay, so I know this pot isn't like the ideal size for the nursery pot inside for the plant really, but like it holds it way better than the plastic one would, and it's heavy because it's like proper ceramic. So I can put this one back up where it goes. Also, I need to pull this out because my work random leaf, look at that. It is still sizing up and hardening off, but like I swear the other day it was the length of my hand, and now it's like 1.5 of my hands, which is awesome. I mean, I don't know why all of my leaves get little tears like that in them, but it's fine. And I mean, these leaves look a bit janky, to be honest. I think it's probably a humidity thing. It would probably prefer to be somewhere more humid, but I just don't have, I genuinely don't have the room for somewhere else for this in like a more humid spot. Something else that I desperately need to do is dust. Oh my god, look at that. How disgusting is that? Oh my god, this is so bad. I have been looking at this plant for like a week knowing I needed to dust it. I mean, probably longer, but I only really noticed it being really bad this past week, and holy cow. I mean, I'm obviously not a perfect plant parent. You can see it in this. I really need to do some dusting. So I've got my dusting gloves pulled out, and we're gonna do it together because that is legitimately the only way I will ever do dusting, because I just cannot bring myself to do it otherwise. I'd find it so boring. I'm only doing these ones today just because I cannot bear to continue. I mean, I know I've only been doing it for like not very long, but I just really don't like dusting my plants. But these are like the biggest, broadest leaved plants that aren't velvety that needed to be done. And I feel like my living room is just like incredibly dusty, specifically. So yeah, glad these are dusted, but don't fancy doing anymore. Just look at that shine. It looks so much better now. All clean and like dust free. And I'm sure it'll probably be happier and probably grow better now that it's clean as well. Also, after doing the plants I'm struggling with video, a bunch of you suggested that I chop and prop my philodendron marginum. So I guess I'll give that a go. It makes me nervous, but if we do it together, it'll be better. Alright, so take that off for the time being. And I think I'm just gonna cut down in here. I don't know how easy this is gonna be because this is a thick plant. Oh, there we go. That petiole can come off because it just never grew a leaf. But cut off the like tall awkward bit, and then if this, take this, okay, I tried to take that leaf off because it was going bad, but so sticky. Well, that's just gonna callus over and be fine, but hopefully it kind of re-emerges from some sort of growth point in there. I'm not sure though, because it's self-heading, so I don't know. I just don't know. I've never chopped and propped one of these before. So, I mean, I could even try and go further down, because like when I got it, it had these leaves. These two were the new ones that grew in, and like the other ones since, and these ones are the petioles that I still don't really care about, but at least the internodal space was still quite small, whereas since then the internodal space got like massive in comparison. So hopefully that can solve it, and maybe it'll still need more space, like more light, but it's in the brightest space it could possibly be in. But yeah, so that's good. I can put that back. And then with this one, I'm somewhat tempted to like chop it further. So I have like a bunch of single leaf cuttings, like really awkward tall single leaf cuttings. But they do have roots on them, so that's good. But I think I'm gonna let these callus over because this stem is like proper thick. Also, I've also got extra floral nectaries like all over my hands, but because this stem is so thick, I want to let it callus over and dry before I put it into any sort of substrate. But yeah, I'll leave this a couple hours and we can come back to it in a little bit and hopefully put them in moss, I think. I feel like that would be the best bet. I never know, but I need to wash my hands of the extra floral nectaries for now. And we can do something else in the meantime. Look who arrived just on frickin' time. My mind, body, and soil box for the month of July is here, which I'm really excited for. Oh my god, I can smell something already and it smells amazing. If y'all haven't heard of Mind, Body, and Soil before, this isn't sponsored by them or anything, but they did send this to me for free. I'm like one of their affiliates. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. I'm one of their affiliates, and so they send me stuff regularly. So I'm gonna show you what is in the July box. Oh, whatever it is, it smells so good. So it is a plant and lifestyle subscription box. that like every month, maybe not lifestyle, wellness is probably a better word for it. And every month they send you a different plant and some like goodies, usually some sort of food thing or some sort of like health and wellness thing, it's just a bit of fun. It's kind of like Christmas whenever my Mind Body and Soil box comes in. And I do have a discount code, I believe. I will put all the information for that down below. Absolutely no pressure to shop through my link, but if you get a discount and then I get a little bit as well, then it means we're all winning here. But I wanted to show you what's inside of it. Oh my god, is this what smells amazing? I was gonna say it was lavender, but I wasn't sure. The first thing here is this lavender candle. Handmade in the Highlands of Scotland. Oh, because it's Isle of Skye. Oh my god, it smells amazing. Oh, I could love a good smelling candle. That's exciting. Sorry, there's some packing in here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so first little plant. I think this one must have two because I've got another plant here as well. So first little plant is this little, it's either a Haworthia or like a variegated aloe plant. And then, ooh, one more thing in here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is a little silk pouch in here. And it is a silk eye mask. Oh, that's actually really comfortable. I've never worn an eye mask before to sleep, but like this is legitimately very, very comfortable. And it's kind of perfect that it's white because I'm getting married, so it's kind of the perfect like bride vibe. So I'm very here for it. It doesn't say like bride obviously because they didn't know that I'm getting married, but look at that. Nice little white silk eye mask. And then, oh my goodness, this is heavy. So we've got what I think is a pot in the box and a plant in the paper. Because whenever they send a plant, you get a pot as well. And normally they're like really nice. Oh, I really like this. It is heavy though. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous cement planter. This is right up my alley, and because like the cement is porous, it comes with a an insert in there, so when you're watering it you don't have to worry about the plant like leaking or anything. And then lastly, oh, I think it's gotten a little bit wet because it was probably very well hydrated before it went in the box. We've got a plant. Oh, uh-oh. Okay. How will I do this? Because the bottom of the paper is ripped and I just have soil spilling in my fingers. Because unfortunately the pot broke. I don't know if you can see that, but the pot is broken. That's okay. I would probably repot this one fairly soon anyway, so I'm just going to repot it in today's video, I guess. But it is a gorgeous little scindapsus argyraeus. This is one of my all-time favorite plants. I feel like I could have a bajillion scindapsus argyraeus. I have at least two. No, I have two separate ones in my collection. One in my scindapsus multi-pot, and then one that's trailing over my bed. So this, like, I was gonna potentially put this in with the other one, but I'll let it like adjust to my house first so we can repot this into a fresh nursery pot. But first I have to throw this away because like I literally can't move my hand, otherwise the soil is going to fall all over the floor. So give me 1 second. I think this is the same size. Okay, it might be like a ever so slightly smaller, but it should do just fine. Why don't you come out of this now? I'm gonna get a potting mat before I continue to spill stuff all over my floor. So we can dump that out. Oh, it's got lovely roots. Nothing like crazy. It is just some cuttings that they've put in, that they've propagated and put into a pot, but that's like absolutely normal for a plant that you would buy from a shop. So let's put it in some fresh soil in a pot that's not broken. Just using Soil Ninja stuff, and I still haven't gotten myself more Monstera and Philodendron, so this is still Anthurium and Awkward soil, but I am not worried about that at all. It's not quite the same mix, so like they're not interchangeable, but I don't think this scindapsus is going to be mad at this mix. There we go. All potted up, and it can go in there. I mean, this is a, did I put it? I suppose I have downsized it ever so slightly, so this isn't the best match for it, but I will find a different decorative pot for it to go in and find the perfect spot for it in my home. Probably in the office at this point, because that is where I have the most space. This isn't the perfect pot for this plant, but seeing as it is temporary until I can put it into the other one, it will do for now. It's been a few hours now, and so the wounds on my Martianum cuttings have calloused over now. I think it's been about like 5 hours, and so it just takes time. This is one of those things that it just takes time, and that's absolutely fine. But I am just going to pop them in a cup with some moss. I've got myself a cup here, and I was literally just going to like moss and then do that, because I don't think there's like many other options for these ones, because they're so tall and awkward that I feel like this just feels the best. So I'm using my fresh moss from Soil Ninja as per usual. That literally never changes. And then we can put these 3 in. So they do, like, some of them already do have some roots, which means that like maybe they'll just root really quickly and easily, because if that's the case, then that's great and it saves me some work. But I'm interested to see how the new growth comes in more than anything else, because I've never seen a philodendron like this chopped and propped, but that's maybe just because it doesn't happen all that much, because I feel like self-heading philodendrons, people don't chop and prop them the same way they would like climbing philodendrons or vining philodendrons. Just trying to make sure that the moss gets into all the little gaps so they can stay moist. Okay, I feel like this is what we are working with now, and it's just, I find it, it's not a pretty plant to have on my shelf, but I don't particularly have a choice if I'm trying to do this. I should have, I don't know, they're just a bit awkward and they kind of fall all over the place, and I was hoping that putting them in a cup like this would help, but it hasn't really. I've also just been spilling moss all over the floor, which is fine. I needed to hoover anyways, so there we go. And I think I'm just gonna put this, in theory I should put it somewhere like really bright, because then maybe it'll do better. But I don't have that many spaces in my home that have like that bright of light. So probably the office would be the best under one of those Sansi bulbs. I think that's just gonna have to be what it is, but like, this isn't much better than having the plant look weird. Now I just have one plant that looks normal and another that looks weird. Just going to plop it in there. I know it's not ideal in this space, and if it can't even stand, that isn't gonna work, but it's fine for now. I'm planning on moving this one very, very soon anyways, potentially in the next video, but yeah, then it can go back into that space. So yeah, I think that's as fine as it's gonna get there. And then it's also time to dump the like spare water out of my cacti. I feel like they have done a good job absorbing over these last few hours, but there's still enough for me to need to dump. So let me grab a bucket. So I'm literally just gonna be dumping the water into this, and because it's not fertilizer water, I don't really feel like I need to keep it necessarily. Give them a good shake out. This one's still in soil, and so it doesn't actually have any spare water in there, but I water it so infrequently that it's fine. I will eventually probably switch it to semi-hydro, but for now it's just fine as it is. Hey Cleo, this is not a good place for you. This is spiky zone. So curious. It's definitely root mealies on one of them. Which is really annoying, but I mean, it could have root mealies if it actually had roots. I don't know. All I know is it's obviously not working, and so I'm going to throw it away. I don't know, I just feel like I'm feeling a bit brutal. I think ever since with my cacti I got the root mealies, I'm feeling a lot less precious about just about them in general. It's not that I don't like them, it's just that like it is what it is, and if some of them I can't keep, that's not the end of the world. I'd rather keep things pest free and safer. Come on. Ow. Definitely stabbed myself there. But I'd rather keep things pest-free and safer as opposed to like keeping ones where I don't have a huge, like, it's not the end of the world for me if I get rid of this one. I'm not like, if it was my booby cactus, I'd be sad about it, but it's not, so it's fine. There we go. Ah! All of these are clean. I guess not clean, but they're all watered at this point, which is good because they were desperately needing it, and I guess I get to throw this one away as well. For now, I'm just gonna pop it in there. But that is where I'm going to end this plant chores vlog. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I mean, I always enjoy doing plant chores with y'all more than doing them on my own. I feel like y'all motivate me, and like actually I end up doing stuff that I wouldn't like otherwise get done. So thank you very much for being here and watching this video and helping me get this stuff done. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up down below and leave a comment on other houseplanty things you'd like me to talk about in the future. If you've got any tips for me on any of these things, advice is appreciated, I think, most of the time. But yeah, and subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching again. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and don't forget to keep growing. Bye!